All right, so for those of you who are using the desktop version of Slack, I wanted to make a version for you. So if you don't use the mobile one, then this might be easier just because they look a little bit different. So I wanted to make sure that it's easy to look at. So I went through to find, to hopefully, and I did find a channel for a guide that hasn't used Slack yet. And so I can kind of demonstrate where to find things. So for instance, let's actually start with your channel. So for instance, your channel will say SMT and your name. So we're going to use L's channel right now just because it's empty at the moment, so we can make sure that we're not exposing any kinds of communications that we don't want anybody to see or everyone to see. So when you go to your channel, it'll say SMT-your name, obviously. If you haven't really known that, then you know that now. And at the very top here, you can see that there is one that says your personal channel for SMT. It's a tab. So your messages are here, you click here, and it's a really easy way for you to access some just quick information. For instance, like if you're filling out your timesheet considerations, oops, didn't want to move that. If your timesheet considerations and your billing, if you're wanting to look at that. If you're trying to find your supplies sheet, there's a link to the document here. Your contact list, if you're trying to get in contact with other guides. For instance, if they're not if you're trying to get something covered and they're not responding on Slack, then you also have their phone numbers so you can reach out to them there. If you've ever wondered, like, where do I post what for Slack? Sorry, that keeps popping up. Here we go. So if you've been wondering where to post that, we have something new here where you just click here and there's a document here on the second page. It's a really concise bullet pointed, like 4 different channels. Here's where you post these questions. Here's where you post these questions. Here's where you post these questions. So it's laid out really easily for you there. So just wanted you to know that. Now, if you're ever unsure and you want to know who can actually see the messages in your channel, right? It'll say SMT, your name at the top, right? Then you'll go over to the right-hand side and you'll see that it has 5 members. And you'll see like the names there, but you can click that open and you can see exactly who can see it. So there's me, there's Kim, this would be you instead of L, right? And then Charlie is a VA that works with SMT, so he's on the channels as well. So so that's who can see the channel. Now, really, really important, I wanna go to the SMT Guides channel. And here, like, obviously we have, you know, important information that like Kim will post sometimes in here, but same thing, if you go up to the tabs at the very top, you'll see the messages and then you'll see channel overview. And this one is really awesome, you guys. Like, if the Google Drive feels like overwhelming and searching for information quickly feels really overwhelming, this is where you want to come. It's easy on the eyes. It's really like clear, concise, bullet pointed, and you can find all the information for where to, again, we have the tips for using Slack. There are videos for tutorials on that if you want more, but honestly, if you just want to know where do I post what, this is where you're going to go. But it has tour resources. So there were guides during the guide meetings that asked about wanting some more information about like geology and whatnot. So here there's a document, and inside of that document there's a link to a video and a link to a blog post. And so there's some information there. As far as like trail guides, the Forest Service permits, trail maps, all of these other things, physical limitations, like everything that you need to find really quickly, probably that you use very often, is right in here, about reviews, et cetera, the contacts list, all of that, right? So that is all just really quick and easy if you're just trying to get to access information that you use often really, really easily. And again, if you're just kind of wondering like, who can see this channel, you're gonna go to the top right-hand corner, click on that, and then you'll be able to see everybody who can see this channel, right? So I just wanted to make sure that you guys had an easy visual way for how to find it. It's often just more confusing, I think, at least for me, to like, I'm a very visual person, so to just like explain directions for where to find what via text. So I wanted to make sure that there was a desktop version for you guys and a mobile version for you guys. So I hope this is helpful. Let us know if you have any questions.